Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about Wonder Woman Rebirth. Now, as you know, the movie is out and it's getting rave reviews and people are loving it apparently. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I believe it. I think giving it to Gal Gadot, even though I wasn't really a big fan of her in the Fast and the Furious movies, I did not underestimate her. Um, because what I saw of her as Wonder Woman in Batman vs Superman, I actually did like her in it. I mean, if a lot of people would say that she's too feminine and stuff like that, because the Amazons are all about power and strength because they train so much to be warrior women. That their whole thing is that they are basically daughters of Ares. They were created to basically be his warrior race of women. I mean, there's more sinister things to that in the old Greek myths, but this is DC Comics. You can't really equate them completely. But anyway, about Wonder Woman, this story is written by Greg Rucka. The art is by Scott Clark and Liam Sharp. Liam Sharp does the cover. It's quite cool, I think. Um, this story, it comes about because there's been this whole thing with Wonder Woman from very early on. Her origins are very screwy. There's like three different versions, and with just before DC Rebirth, there was another big change to her origin, which is really jarring. But what you need to know is about this is that this is a very good jumping on point because Greg Rucka, he's been writing Wonder Woman for a long time. He's been on and off really. He knows the character very well. So you're in good hands with him. Also, what you need to know about this is that it's much easier to read as a collected story because there's two story arcs running throughout the book. It's like one issue this, one issue this. So if you get issue one, it'll be a normal story within the modern day, and then issue two is basically a flashback to her origin. So what you need to understand is when you collect the comics, it'll be very annoying to you if you buy them. If you just buy them, how can I say this more intelligently? If you haven't been buying it for a few months and all of a sudden you buy this issue, say issue two, and then you buy issue three, in a few months later, then you'll be kind of lost. You'll be like, okay, well, I just read this and they were back in the past, and now they're back in the present. I don't understand what's happening. What you need to know is that there are two stories running at the same time. That's all you need to know. And if you only want to, you should get like the uneven numbered ones for the normal story, and basically the even number ones like 2, 4, whatever, to get the origin. But yeah, it's quite obvious from the covers as well what story is going on at the same time. But from now we'll do this one shot rebirth issue. So from in the beginning here, you as I said, like the origin thing is very mysterious. Like you get the clay version where she was born from clay, then you get the one where she and Zeus were basically romantically involved and she was born like that. And there's also the one where it's like she's not the only child, which is one of the newer developing things at DC. But that's enough of that for now because Wonder Woman has to bust up a slave ring at this like Russian nightclub or whatever, and it's basically just her telling telling herself about the evils of mankind, about the strip club, how they like caught these women and forced them to dance for money and shit like that, and use for nefarious means. And then it's her coming back to just her room or her home or whatever, and it's her looking at Hades' helmet. And basically, what happened in the New 52 was she basically becomes the god of war after Hades dies, and she takes up his mantle and she gains new powers and stuff like that. But her quest is for truth, and the first casualty of war is always truth. So she doesn't really know what the truth is. She's like, she has so many memories of different facets of her lives. She knows the basic thread of what happened. It's like, Steve Trevor came to her island, and then she basically decides to go to man's world to try and help them. Then obviously Hades was there, basically inciting violence and war, and then she went to fight for Themyscira and for humanity. That's basically what happens in these panels. She just recounts that. And then basically what she does is she keeps thinking about these things in her mind, and how it doesn't make sense. And she crushes this helmet, which should be uncrushable because it's Ares' helmet. It's the god of war's helmet. How can she just crush it like that? It doesn't make sense to her. And basically then she thinks about using the golden perfect, which is, the lasso of truth. I don't know why they call it the golden perfect these days, but it's kind of weird to me. But anyway, she asks the question, tell her the truth. And basically what it tells her is that she has been deceived. But now she doesn't know by who, and that's basically what the whole story for Wonder Woman is in this run of Wonder Woman. It's about finding the truth and finding out who she actually is. And basically she shatters, it's symbolic, she just shatters like this window, or this mirror, about trying to shatter the illusions of who she is and what she's done and who she's been with and all the history she has, because she's basically been romantically involved with the New 52 Superman and all that, and she became the god of war. Her mother died. She's been locked out of Themyscira, but she doesn't know why. And that's basically what's happening with her, and she feels like such a fool for believing all these things, and she's just gonna go on this quest now to find out the truth, really. So she gets dressed in a new costume because she feels like that costume she was wearing was such a fake, such a how can I say, just a trick, and something to fool her into believing these things about herself. And then what she does is she decides to go to Olympus to try and confront the gods and ask them, okay, well, what is actually happening? Why are you guys not speaking to me anymore? You guys gave me these gifts. And then she gets attacked by minotaurs and automatons and centaurs, basically explaining to her, Cerberus as well, basically showing her that the gods are not against her, but someone is having these someone has these defenses put in place to try and keep her away from the truth. And just as she's finishing the fight here, the entirety of Olympus just vanishes. It crumbles underneath what's seemingly the truth, that she was being deceived all this time. And that's the end of the first issue. The good thing I liked about this is that the artwork was quite good, and the writing was also quite interesting. It really gives you a sense of Wonder Woman's thought processes, and the weight that she's under with this deception of her entire life. She's trying to figure out who she is, but the closer she gets, the more it's pulled away from her, and she doesn't know by who. Now that is the big mystery of the story, and it's a very good introduction to what's gonna follow in the next, which is basically what these one shots are about. It's to introduce you to the concept of the run, of what the writer is planning to do with the story going forward. Now, this is a good start for anyone who wants to read Wonder Woman, but you'll be lost if you don't have any knowledge about the previous runs. You'll be interested to go back and read the other things, but you can read this on its own. Going forward, they do explain a bit more as it goes on. But Greg Rucka, he's a solid writer. He's done plenty of things for Image, and he's done a few things for Marvel, but he's mainly a DC writer. And he has had his troubles with DC for a while. It's been a bunch of political bullshit, but anyway, he mainly writes Image and DC. But just 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 do your research on this, and pick up the first trade. If you don't like it, then there's other Wonder Woman stories you can get as well. The New 52 run is quite decent, I think. But anyway, if you guys like this video, please leave a like and comment, and subscribe if you want any more of these. Thanks, guys. Bye.